Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Here we've got two teams who will look to their running backs to try to control the pace of the game. It's the Bengals going up against the Raiders. Now we'll head down to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms for this Week 13 matchup.
Thomas is back, ready to field the opening kick. The leaders, game started. And with that kick, we're underway. Catches it at the 6 and begins the return. And a run back of about 16. Taking the huddle is Kirk Cousins. He was drafted in the same class by the same team, the Redskins, who had taken Griffin in the first round and took Cousins in the 4th round. And he's proved to be a much better quarterback than a 4th-round pick.
Let's go.
The Raiders from the 22. Scanning the field. And that pass is just thrown away. And now a look at the Raiders offense. They rank towards the middle of the pack in passing offense this season. The Raiders from the 22. The ball is fumbled. Recovery by the offense. What a lucky break this time. They fumbled, but they recover it and maintain possession.
NFL teams, the offense, every single day they work with anybody that's going to handle the football. How to hold it. He didn't do a good job that time. That's why he fumbled.
From the shotgun. Down the field. King is back now. He'll be punting. He's going to try and return this one. He's taken down at the 35. And a run back of about 10. Dalton's out now for the first series of the game. He had a quarterback rating well over 100 last week, and he'll be looking to duplicate that performance today. Bernard lines up as the single back here. First down at the 35. Tyler Eifert has the grab. Williams is there to make the tackle. And with that, let's take a look at the Bengals offense. They've shown this season they're not a team that's going to run the ball very much. 2nd and 10. Going to be a penalty here. A.J. Green is tackled down.
Holding offense.
The defense will take the penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Second down. Dalton's going to take it from the gun. Green's got it on a pass, had some heat on it.
Well, but it's 3rd and long in a situation like this. I'm going to look at it from the defensive side. You know they're going to be careful, so make sure you come up and just make the tackle so they don't get those yards after the catch or a long run.
Red, blue 10, blue 10.
The Bengals from the 32. And give that reception to A.J. Green.
This team, one of the better tackling teams in the NFL, and they play the situation perfectly. They give up the short completion. They come up and make the tackle. Now we have a 4th down.
A punt just like it was drawn up, and now the defense has them backed into the corner. They'll go shotgun here. Here's Ertz.
Hard to guard these tight ends now in the NFL. It really puts the defense in like a quandary. Do we use a big guy? Well, the big guy's not fast enough. We use a small guy. Well, he's not big enough. They get pushed around. I don't know what you're going to do. Just make sure you're a good tackler after they catch it.
2nd down and 4. They'll go ground. Good for only a yard.
Good coaching on the defensive side. Everybody stays at home. They stay in their camp, and they hold that run to a short gain.
Third and 3. Handoff made. He's tackled right at the 24.
That time, nice job. Offensive line gives him a little hole, and he gets in there and shows his toughness and picks up the 1st down.
It's a 2 tight end formation. 1st down at the 24. And it's just thrown away. And now here's a look at the Bengals defense. They never got to the quarterback once last week. The Bengals packing the box here. 46 formation. The Raiders have it at the 24. Looking for some daylight up the middle.
3rd long situations. A lot of coordinators in this league will run a draw play on 3rd long. Why? Because they're just looking for field position, pick up a few yards, and then by some miracle, if the running back's able to make guys miss, break some tackles, and pick up a 1st down, man, that's just great.
2 hands on the football and has the catch.
You know, as a quarterback, sometimes you got to trust that arm and throw the football past the 1st down marker. There were guys open, but no, he takes the safe route, throws it short, defense makes the tackle, and here we are staring at a 4th down.
That punt sets up the defense now in excellent position as they're able to down the football inside the 10. The Bengals offense comes back onto the field. Let's see if they can move the chains this time, because the last possession was ugly. They weren't out there very long.
Jim, you know how I think in situations like this, I think it's more up to the coach than the players. Call a play that really catches the defense off guard so you can get an easy game and get the momentum on your side and get it rolling.
Marquette down for another reception.
There is nothing like having a great tight end in your offense now. There's so many things you can do with them. Remember, they're in the middle of the field. They can go down the middle. They can go outside. They can go short. They can go across. They can go out. Tough to cover the tight ends in this league now. You're running back in this league and you pick up 1st downs. If you don't bump the football, I promise you one thing, you're going to get more carries.
The Bengals bring in an extra tight end for this play. To the ground. And Bernard is brought down. Ends up picking up 4. And now here's the Raiders defensive lineup. They have found a way this year to be one of the best in the league against the pass. Top 10. That's 2nd down coming up. Hill takes his spot in the backfield. They'll run it here and pick up about 4.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defense. They were all over the run that time, and they only give up a short gain.
The Bengals now facing 3rd down. A week ago, they were up to the challenge in these spots. Dalton from the shotgun. The reception by Tyler Eifert. After a quarter of play, we've got a stalemate on our hands. Which offense can break this tie? We'll be back after this. The Bengals will go for it here on 4th down and a short yardage situation. And the second quarter is underway with this snap. The Bengals roll the dice and pick up the first on 4th down.
Yeah, I like that analogy. Roll the dice. Sometimes you got to take a chance and hope it comes up 7. Well, I don't know about the 7th, but they pick up the first down.
Dalton will take it from the gun. Dalton over to Eifert.
The Bengals did a good job there on first down. That pass picks up some good solid yards. Now second and short. Much easier to call those kind of plays.
Dalton's completed his last 6 passes. Throws the pass. Then picks up about 3.
A lot of times you look at the drag route, you think that's the safety valve. You know what? It is. The quarterback is always taught to look down the field. If there's nobody open, throw it to the drag route coming across the field. That time they did it. It's just short of getting the first down.
Dalton 7 for 7 with that completion.
Oh, we got us a nice drive going here, Jim. Another first down. They are just making one solid play after another and just marching down the field.
Dalton's back in shotgun formation. Looking across the middle.
Well, your teammates are really going to respect you after something like this. Anytime you're on that field as an athlete, and when you give all your effort to every single play like that time, how about that? Just giving every bit of effort he can to make the catch. Not able to get it, but what a job and effort.
A.J. Green with the catch. About the way he always locks in and concentrates on the catch.
And he's got hands like glue. When you shake his hand, he can break yours because that's how strong they are. So not surprised to see him just reach out and just snatch the football out of the air.
This long drive continues. First down and 10. Dalton over to Eifert. That's his 5th catch of the day. Here we are in the first half, and the tight end has already put up numbers that would be good enough for a full game or 2.
Yeah, the numbers look great, but I give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Good blocking, and this quarterback so far, he has been pinpoint, and the tight end has taken advantage of it.
The Bengals from the 27. Dalton over to Eifert. Ball was out, and the recovery is made by the defense. The touchback, and the ball will be spotted at the 20.
That's what you call a takeaway. The defense just makes such a hard hit.
Hold on a minute. They're going to stop play and take another look at that last one. So now they're going to take a look at whether the knee was down before the ball came out.
Well, when we look at this, let's look when the knee hits the ground. And as we look at it, when the knee hits the ground, does he still have total control of the football? If you deem him to have total control, then it is not a fumble.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They went to the booth, and it was not verified. The Bengals will line up now. Tie game, second quarter. The score 0-0. First and goal from the 5. Runs it across for the touchdown. And we're halfway through the second quarter, and with the touchdown trip, they are now in front of this ball game.
And this game's flying along. We've seen some good play, but that drive right there was not a good job by the defensive front. They were all over the place and allowed the offense to execute some plays and take the lead.
The Raiders ready to return the kickoff. breaks out of that one. And he's tackled just past the 20. We'll mark it at the 22-yard line. Mauluga's ready to lead this defense back into battle. He's been front and center in what's been a sensational effort from that unit throughout the first half.
You're right, Jim. He is front and center, and the offense is putting all their efforts into making sure he's not the reason why they're losing. But they forgot all the other guys around him. They're pretty good, too, and they are getting it done.
Second down here.
Well, I guess the only good thing you can say about that play, the quarterback's happy. He gets a completion, but it only goes for a couple yards.
From the gun. Michael Johnson gets to the quarterback.
There's a couple ways to get to the quarterback. Run over the tackle or run around him. It doesn't matter as long as you get the sack.
The Bengals defense now is going to go nickel. From the shotgun. Pulls it in. He's brought down. That's going to bring up fourth down. Middle of the second quarter, and this offense continues to struggle, Phil.
Sooner or later, they got to find some rhythm out there. And, maybe it's a trick play that can get them started. Sometimes a reverse, a flea flicker, plays like that can get your offense feeling good and playing better.
Fields it cleanly and starts his return. And they tackle him there at the 34. And a run back of about 13. The Bengals coming back onto the field to start this drive after what was really sort of a textbook touchdown drive the last time they had the ball in their hands.
Yeah, let's give a lot of credit to that offensive line. They were awesome. They did everything well. Usually you have an offensive line can only do one of the two things well, run block or pass block. This one
intercepted. Taking off. No one's going to get him now. All the way home and all alone. Touchdown.
There is nothing like tying a football game up on the defensive side. You're down 7. You make it happen. You get the turnover. You score. Boy, that is a lot of momentum on your side. You should be able to take that momentum and get a victory.
Got a tie game now. Getting set to kick it off. The score's 7-7. Able to move past the 20 and brought down at the 23. The Bengals on offense after throwing the football to the other team the last time they had the ball.
Yeah, they got to be careful. They got to know who they're going up against. This is a defense that's good and smart. When you put those things together, look out hard to make big plays against this defense.
And Bernard is brought down. Halftime, 2 minutes away. Glad to have you back as we come out of the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 2nd and 3. Dalton's pass will go for an incompletion.
The receiver's open coming across the field, but sometimes these short throws are tough, and the quarterback throws it too far in front.
The Bengals come out in a bunch set. The Bengals will take the snap from the 30. Green's got it. First down. It's Bernard in the backfield. First down at the 34. Had it for a moment, but the ball is knocked out, incomplete.
Green's one of those guys. If he drops a pass or makes a mistake on the field, he doesn't make excuses. He knows no matter what the circumstances are, if you get your hands on the football as a receiver in the NFL, everybody expects you to make a catch.
Pass is made, but the hit knocks the ball out. Incomplete. Now looking at third down. Dalton standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap. Should have had it. We're inching closer to halftime, and you have to think the focus for both of these teams at the break is how to get their offenses going.
Two simple things. You want to keep the defenses playing the way they have, so just keep doing what you've done so far. On offense, look for new ways. Move people around. Give your players a little better chance of making plays down the field.
The Bengals have to be pretty proud of their defense up to this point as we approach halftime, but then again, that could be said on the other side of the field, too.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing, good defense. And listen, when you go in at halftime, you talk about what you're doing on offense. It's not necessarily the plays are bad. It's the order in which you are calling them in. Catch the defense off guard. That's what play calling is about.
Out of the gun. Leaps in the air and has it. That's his first reception today. That receiver, Phil, is a quarterback's dream. Going high in the air on a high throw and getting the reception.
Oh, man, do quarterbacks love that? They throw it and think, oh, my gosh, that's bad. They're ready to chase the defender down with an interception. But no, the wide receiver goes up and just makes an awesome catch.
Second down and 10. Here's the handoff, and they'll run it. Picked up a couple that time.
If you want to run the football with success, you're going to have plays like this where they pick up very little yardage. Don't listen to the fans. Keep running it, and it'll work.
Both teams head to the locker rooms after a half dominated by the defenses. We've got a close one on our hands, friends. We'll send it out to Larry Ridley to break down the half as we continue in a moment. And he's out across the 20 and tackled at the 21. The Bengals come out onto the field now looking to get something positive going here to take the lead in this game, Phil, as we start the second half.
Yeah, they would like to do that. Of course, you always want to take the lead, but when you get into the second half and you get on top, man, it starts to put the pressure on the other team. So that's their thinking. I think they will come out here and be very aggressive to start the second half. The Bengals coaching staff has done a good job of mixing things up today on first down. The pass catches the defense off guard. They pick up solid yards. Now it's second and short.
He'll throw it over the middle. Tackle's made, and the first down is picked up.
The key to being a really good route runner and running these drag routes across the field is show some courage. Don't worry about what's in front of you. The quarterback will take care of that.
From the gun, Dalton. Dalton over to Eifert. The Bengals now move the chains. The numbers don't lie. This tight end is one incredible presence on that field.
Jim, tight ends have such a presence on the field now. You got to pay these guys just like star wide receivers.
For this play, they'll go with two tight ends. Dalton and Dalton. That gains a few.
This is one good tackling defense. They stay in good position at all times, and we saw it that time, and they stopped the play for a short gain.
Second down and 7. Dalton over to Eifert. Now they take the football onto the opponent's side of the field.
The Bengals do a really good job this time on offense. The quarterback throws the ball short. They pick up a few yards, and now it makes third down much easier.
Dalton's now completed 4 in a row. Third down and 2. On target with Tyler Eifert. Has 12 on this play.
You got to be agile when you make these kind of catches, running these short drag routes across the field. That time we saw the agility of the receiver. Nice catch.
Dalton's completion percentage 70% on the day. Hills met at the 30.
Good job of the defensive line standing in there and fighting, and they hold the running back to a short gain.
And it'll be second down and 6 after the running play on first down. Handoff. charging ahead. Tackle's made, and that'll move the chains.
When you have an offense like this that just keeps getting first downs, not only are they moving in scoring position, but they're giving their defense a lot of rest.
This will be the 8th play of this drive. They bring in the extra tight end. The Bengals take it from the 23 as Eifert. The Bengals get a first down. And as we get a better look at the numbers, here's a tight end who has done his best to make a huge impact the last couple of weeks, Phil.
Yeah, he's always determined, isn't he, Jim? You watch him play. He plays so hard. And when you do these type of things, the football just finds its way towards you.
And it's A.J. who hauls it in. Green's been a very small part of this offense these past few weeks, Phil. And looking at the numbers, he just hasn't had the type of impact you would expect from a starting wide receiver, who some consider to be one of the best in the game.
Yeah, no, he has not had that impact. And listen, wide receivers are going to go through periods where they're not going to catch a lot of footballs. You know what has to happen? Somebody else on the offense has to step up. Well, that last play almost got them in here. And when you look at this, what do? Well, you just want to punch it in. There's a lot of different scenarios. You could do a play-action fake, probably get somebody wide open, or have a running back just jump over the top for the touchdown.
3rd and goal at the 3. What a catch. Touchdown. Heading to the 4th, and partner, they look to have seized command of this game with that touchdown.
Oh, I think they have. They have seized command, Jim. They put the pressure on the other coaching staff and the players. This is a great spot to be in.
Add the extra point. The kick is good. Dalton certainly given his team some momentum with that scoring drive. He just put together a possession where he threw for more than 60 yards. The 18-yard line. The Raiders offense trots out onto the field, looking to get into the end zone and see if they can turn the tide in this one, partner.
Well, the fact that they are losing this game so far, the sense of urgency is there on the offensive side. You know, you have many plays in that playbook. I think you need to try a few different ones here in the second half.
And it's batted down. This will be 2nd down. The Bengals lined up in the nickel. They'll go ground. And he's taken down, but not until he picks up the first. He's averaging about 4 yards a carry.
The Raiders, good job that time moving the chains, picking up that first down. And, Jim, of course, there's no time to panic in a situation like this. I think they know that. It's in the second half. You're down just a few points. Just keep looking for ways to get another first down, and that'll serve your team well.
Amari Cooper has the catch. Cooper's tackled down at the 36.
That's what you call a bullet pass. Very little space to throw the football into, but he gets it done. A lot of velocity, right on target.
Second and 4. Gets the handle here. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down.
What a good job by the running back that time. He reads the blocks very well, and he picks his way through there and picks up a first down. That's nice.
Get ready.
1st and 10. Now they take the football onto the opponent's side of the field.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job by the offensive line.
Get ready.
So 3 quarters in the books, and you're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals sat at the line. Dime package. The final quarter underway now with this snap. And they bring it down at the 36-yard line.
Raiders did a good job that time picking up the first down. Let's look at the situation. You're behind the second half. You keep looking to pick up those first downs, and you get enough of them. What does it do? Pretty simple. It leads to a score.
Now 1st and 10. Zach Ertz, the receiver. The Raiders have a player down here, so we're going to take a quick injury timeout. We're back after the injury timeout, and Danielle Bellini will have the update on the injury in just a moment.
Yeah, it looks like an upper body injury. You could tell he was favoring it as he came off the field, and once we know more, of course, we'll tell everybody out there what went on.
Luke Stocker with the reception. Picks up 8 here.
The defense, they have a lead here in the fourth quarter, so they're willing to give up short pass completions, but good job by the offense.
Drop back, shotgun formation. A nice grab. No doubt he was going to hold on to that one. That's reception number 2 for him.
Big first down by the offense that time. Here in the second half, they're losing a close game, and you get that first down. It just gives you confidence. It opens up the playbook, and it just gives you a better chance of going down the field and getting the score.
Taylor's handed the football. The Bengals lead right now, but of course a big reason why is that defense has shown up to play.
Jim, to win in the NFL, you have to do all 3 phases of the game the right way. Offense, special teams, and that defense must show up every single week. Good job so far here today.
2nd and 11. Taylor's going to secure the handoff.
When you get in a situation like this as a quarterback, it's in the second half, it's 3rd and long, you're losing a close game, it's up to you to make the right decision. Don't force the issue. If it's not there, throw it short or throw it away.
This will be the 11th play of the drive. Out of the shotgun. Had it for just a second, but then it came out on contact.
Good anticipation that time by the defender. He gets to the receiver just as the football's arriving, and he makes a beautiful hit to knock the football loose.
And the kick is good for 3.
Well, it was a beautiful drive down the field. Long drive by the offense. They do not get the 7 points, but they're fortunate they do get the field goal try, and they make it.
He'll have a chance to take off. Gets out past the 20 and brought down at the 24. It seems like tight ends are responsible for more and more big plays. And here's a guy who didn't have an impact early in this game, but he certainly has toward the end.
Yeah, Jim, we know watching the NFL, tight ends now are receivers first, blockers second. That's why we see more and more big plays from the tight end position.
That picks up 7.
This quarterback is not going to throw it down the field unless somebody is wide open. That time, nobody's wide open, so he throws it short and gets a few yards.
Hill takes his spot in the backfield. Time is beginning to run out here midway in the 4th. And he's tackled, but not until he picked up the first down. The Bengals are up right now, and a big reason why is the offense is coming through. On the season, you see the numbers, and they're not great. But today, they certainly have been in the groove.
Jim, I'll just say this. Finally, all the hard work is paying off. It's starting to show on the field. Boy, but it has been one frustrating year for this offense.
And that's a gain of 9. He's now averaging 6 yards a carry on the day.
Always good to have these types of runs. Hey, it's not a first down, but it sends a message. It shows everybody that you can run it when you want to. And also, it opens up so many other things for your offense.
2nd and short following the run. The clock's really become a factor here, and the defense knows it has to get off the field as soon as possible to give the team a chance. 2 minutes remaining, and you're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now out of the 2-minute warning. And if the offense can just hold on to the football, they will win the game. Tosses the football. Harris is all over that offense and brings him down. Coming to the line at the 45. Bernard lines up as the single back here. Right back to him. And Bernard is brought down. No surprise, they immediately call the timeout. After that last run, it sets up 3rd and 6. Dalton's all by himself in the backfield for this snap. He'll stand back beyond the center in the gun. And he's tackled at the 34-yard line. They immediately call for a timeout. After that defensive timeout, we're ready for action. The coach is going to go for it. Crucial play here. 4th down on the way.
Well, you got a small lead in the second half. If you go for it on 4th down, that is a risky proposition. But the head coach took a big sigh of relief over there on the sideline because they picked it up. Good job by the offense.
The Bengals fans certainly had their heartbeat raised a week ago in a last-second victory. And now, once again, they're going to have to hold their breath to the end.
Yeah, but they got to feel confident in the fact that they know their coaches can make the tough calls. They like their quarterback. They got a defense that can make plays. They like the situation they're in. Jim, that's just playing it by the book. You got the lead, and you want to keep the clock moving. So what do? You run the football. When you're in the huddle, as a quarterback in this type of situation, you just tell everybody 2 things. Stay in bounds and put 2 hands on the football.
Both secondaries have really stepped up today, Phil.
Yeah, they have. It's so hard to be a defensive back in the NFL to cover some of the fastest runners in the world to do that. And also we know they can't touch them either, so they're having an outstanding day.
So they keep the winning streak alive with a win here today.
Not a surprise, this winning streak. It's happened because the quarterback's playing well. They're playing terrific defense. Everything is working right. They are going to be tough to beat.
For Phil Simms and all the crew at EA Sports, Jim Nance saying so long for now.